Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing a story for my 6x8 story album, and I am using some pieces from the Care story kit. So if I can do this one and maybe one other one using Care, that would be a good thing. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing a Care story kit featuring Care. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's layout, we are doing a 6x8 story in my family album, which is a mini album. If you are following my channel, you know that I do this size, which lets me tell longer stories and also use a lot of my story kits from Allie Edwards. So for this story kit, we are using the Care one. I forgot when this one was released, but I have plenty of the products, including these cork pieces that look like they have adhesive on the back. This wood veneer piece that says Caring Deeply. They had a bunch of vellum hearts. I just took out one that says I care about this, and then the chipboard pieces. So the story I am telling, in addition with these products, this story card, I believe it's in this kit. It could have been from another one, but I've held it out knowing I wanted to use it in some form or fashion, because I love that it has 8 stories, or 8 memories it's called. So what I am documenting is us moving from our first home. So I feel like it's gonna go like this. So this is an outside picture. This was me very emotional on the last day that we were in there, in my daughter's room that I had painted this mural, and I was crying, crying. So if you've ever moved, some of you could possibly relate that. Not to say it's heartache, it just feels like a chapter of your story has come to an end and you are starting a new chapter and you're happy, but knowing everything, I guess, like the moments that you've created there thus far is what you're losing or something. I don't know, but even now talking about it, I'm like a mess because I do miss this house, but I love my new house too. So, sorry, we're talking a story about moving and how I care deeply about the life that I lived for 6 years in this house. So I'm going to be using a full-size photo and then the 2 4x6 layout on this side. And I'm going to make the top one a flip pocket. So I'm going to do all my journaling and I will type it out so that it fits nicely in there. And I'm going to make a flap to 2 4x6s that I collaged photos. And now that I'm looking at them, they are all of when we had our daughter, but we lived 3 years in that house before we became parents. So I think I will have maybe like 1 or 2 just, memories of us just as young working professionals in West Palm Beach. And then all the other ones will be like the first time, we brought home Zoe and Vale and the ducks and all the good times. So that will be a flap in order to tell as much as I can. And then I'm thinking I might actually do some more typing on clear sticker paper, because I will use clear sticker paper here to show the beigey color, and more of that hard last day of handing in our keys, because we cleaned the house and did all the things, and even this beautiful, like all the plants that had grown. So this grew all the way up. It was so beautiful. Like, I'm even looking at the photos and I'm getting all emotional. Okay, so let's get started, and hopefully I'll be able to do one more layout with this kit, either in this video or stay tuned for another story using the Care kit from Allie Edwards. So let's get started. So let's just always begin by cutting our full page photo to be the size of the page protector. I have the tendency to make it always a little bit bigger. I just do, which just kind of makes it hard to kind of adhere to another page behind it, because you're never quite sure if it's too big or if it's a page protector or not. But I'm okay with that. These are like little imperfections that make my album just unique in its own way, and they're slightly bigger, so that's okay. But you saw me kind of auditioning out, like if I wanted to cut off more of my right shoulder or the left shoulder. I was kind of balancing out if I wanted to keep as much of the mural in her wall as possible. And I think that was the choice that I made, was just to keep more of my painting in that background area, which is beautiful. So since doing this one, I swear I've redone Valentina's room. She now has a huge rainbow that is the size of her back wall, or her accent wall. And then I've done the same colors of the rainbow for her now playroom in vertical pinstripes. And it's gorgeous. And so friends and family that come over that know I did this one in our old house and now have done the new stuff in our new house swear I should take on like doing like mural paintings as a side business, because people would pay good money for, you know, these big, large, expansive murals that I've done these 2 times for my daughter. But something to consider. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. So I'm just continuing on, and I heard the Caring Deeply with some red line tape, and then I added a few cork pieces from my stash. Then we're going to make the flip for the black and white photos. Now, I at first had it, thought I wanted it on top with the memory card, but you'll soon see me have to flip it, because making flips sometimes is hard when you're dealing with pockets, because now it makes that pocket like float above the seam of said pocket. So it always has like this weird like extra border when it was on top. So I decided to make it the card on the bottom, and you'll see me swap it soon. Because of that floating element, I decided then to put like I put like a gold sticker on the bottom, that it's like kind of like a trim, just to kind of occupy that space. It's hard to explain. Like if you've ever done a flip, like you'll know, because it floats at the top, and then I'm like, okay, if I made it hang lower, then it doesn't line up perfectly. So then you'll see like the back card longer than the front card of the 4x6. See, you can see what I was doing there. See, so that's when it's longer, and then I'm like, okay, if it's together, then it's gonna be like hovering above the pocket too much. So here I am like trying it out, and I'm like, but then there's a huge gap in the page. These are just things you notice. See how I'm looking at it? I'm just like, that's a huge gap. And then I'm like, oh, should I make the flap, like the seam bigger? But then you would have a white like rim on the top of the card. If you've ever made it, you understand what I'm talking about. So needless to say, I do swap the cards so that this one's on the bottom, and that way that extra gap in the card is on the bottom, and I add like, you know, some washi tape, like I said. So then I find some of these chipboard pieces that you see in the upper right corner, that I use about 3 of them on the layout for the photo above it, and I do it on the outside of the page protector. That way it just gives some texture, because otherwise it would be a rather flat layout between the 2 pages. And it worked out well, because if I put it on the picture itself, then it would make it bulgy and like warp the page protector itself. So I decided to keep it on the outside, and it worked out perfectly. So I do my journaling on clear sticker paper, and you will see the end result right now. Okay, so I completed my journaling off camera and already attached it from the previous process footage. So all I'd added, like I was telling you, was little bits of text into each memory. I try to get a compilation of different things that happened throughout the years. And then I did go ahead also and put it on clear sticker paper, more text here just about that last day at the house and turning in our keys. And then these chipboard pieces are on the outside of the page protector. So on the photos, it may look a little glary just because I have to keep the photo inside. And then you saw me put together this flap. So very pretty, very simple. Love the way it turned out. And I'm glad that I have this documented. And I think where I've put it in my album will get attached here, even though this page is a little bit bigger. I tend to do the bigger photos always like larger than the page protector. And then it would give me room to use the back side of this and maybe this together. So that could be an interesting layout together as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Give this video a thumbs up. And until next time, everyone, bye.